Hey there everyone, this is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome, true readers, to my review of Red Hood and the Outlaws number 3. Well, we've already seen the origin of Jason Todd, the Red Hood. We've seen the introduction of Artemis, but we haven't seen her origin story yet. Bizarro has been slightly mentioned, but his introduction doesn't come till now. And I love the way that they still do they use the speech bubbles on here. Friend of yours? I thought he was with you. So they saw in Red Hood and the Outlaws 2 that what looked like Superman was caged in a tube, an experimental scientific type tube. And so this is what we see on the screen. The cover of the comic. But the S is backwards, so that tells us it's Bizarro. But his face is obscured. I never could figure that out. I like the cover because it gives the it's green in areas that give the impression that they are on the outside looking in at Bizarro. They're looking in at the chemical tube. No space of the cover is wasted. It's good. So let's get into the story. Alright, Red Hood is reminiscing. He's thinking, it was my first night as Robin on my own, totally unauthorized. To the surprise of no one, it did not go well. And he's looking at the costume of another Robin, probably Dick Grayson. What are you looking at? And he's holding something there. I don't know what that is actually. The artwork is really good, and it holds my attention. And if you see here, this is the individual inside the tube, and we get that Weapon X type impression here. You know, someone being operated on, experimented on, and Red Hood thinks, oh well, Artemis, train, Superman. Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. Was somewhere else. This isn't enough to hold your interest? She says. and that made me laugh the very first time I read it. She says, I only came to Gotham City to retrieve the Bow of Ra. Yeah, you said. But even I know how apocalyptic it would be for a criminal mastermind to get his hands on a Superman clone. Dark Trinity Part 3. There is no I Am Bizarro. Oh, wait. There is. The writer I can tell the writer really had fun when he penned this issue. And he's thinking, she's got a point. So what is it about the big guy here that makes me think about that night? I don't see the connection. Trust me, Artemis. When I say the possibilities are endless, I'd shout out, boss. But let's talk about it when you wake up. But gas is too, and both of them are out like a light. And that is what Black Mask is after, the clone of Superman. The next morning, wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. I don't know what is creepier, the real thugs of Gotham City decor, or that someone took off my clothes and tucked me into bed, Jason says. Better than waking up with a bullet through my head. I must still be on Black Mask's good side. He says, for now. That looks disturbingly like one of my spares. Did he have one replicated or lifted it from my bunker? Well, I would think that he took the mask you were wearing off because it couldn't keep out the gas that you inhaled the night before. So it's the same one. But that, kind of does build suspense. Did he lift it from your bunker? Every time I think I'm playing him, posing as the potential heir he says he's looking for, Black Mask does something to make me think he's 5 steps ahead of me. Yeah, he seems that way. Where to find him? Easy, upstairs. Batman does his best work in a cave. A guy like Roman Sinos needs a view of the whole city. Awake at last, eh? Sorry, I slept in. Not at all. You certainly had a busy night, taking down Amazon Warrior on your own. Luring her into that train car was not an easy task. I was actually teaming up with her to stop you from getting your hands on that clone, but we'll go with your version. Granted, your technique is a little unorthodox, though I appreciate you aren't some gutless stooge like the people I employ. It was unfortunate I had to render you both unconscious. Oh, isn't he such a humanitarian? Red Hood says, water under the bridge, boss. And where is Artemis? I'm just asking. Please, a trifle. He's presenting him with something to eat. I think. Only you would think an Amazon is a trifle. Oh, I guess that meant, he's calling the Amazon a trifle. Okay, my bad. Come with me. I'll wait until you awoke so I can show you something, the fruits of your labor. Okay, the fruits of Red Hood's labor. 20 floors below, Red Hood says, don't take this the wrong way, but how the hell much money do you have, dude? The Justice League couldn't afford half this science crap. Black Mask says, actually, the biggest investment is in the people, scientists and technicians from across the globe. It was through them that I learned about this clone. Not directly because it was a creation of LexCorp, and like most of Lex Luthor's enterprises, he goes to great lengths to make certain the right hand never knows what the left hand is up to. And there's Bizarro in a energy type bubble, I guess, to keep him, from waking up. The art is, very lively and bright to get your attention, because it got my attention. And Black Mask is talking to him, and Jason Todd says, I thought Luthor had gone legit. Isn't he going around telling people he's Superman 2.0? As near as I can tell, he's being sincere, Black Mask says. I only got confirmation of the clone's existence when Luthor ordered it destroyed. Which, as far as he knows, is exactly what happened. And so, Red Hood says, so if you're the one that had this thing delivered to Gotham City, why did you need me to help steal it? And Black Mask says, I needed someone to trigger that bio-chamber's defenses. Didn't think you'd mind. Now watch as my staff removes the clone from his chamber. Something about this, he thinks, feels familiar. Jason Todd is thinking, it's like he's coming to life right in front of us. And I know firsthand what that feels like. The Lazarus pit, where he was brought back to life after he was killed by the Joker. Not unlike this guy, I didn't have any say in what was happening to me. It might not be a popular thought, but not everyone wants to be alive. You know, there's Superman. I remember that feeling, waking up, at least I think it's Superman, feeling like I was going to drown even as I was being reborn, feeling like I had no right to come back to this world. Wait! Stop the process, Black Mask says. You're killing him. It is bizarre. The more air he gets, the more he seems to be drowning in oxygen. Huh? I never remembered this until now. Bobbing to the surface, I saw Talia's expression. For just an instant. That's Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul. It was fear, but over what she had done? Splash! Bizarro breaks out. This guy's a fighter, just like his namesake. Got to give him that. Black Mask says he just broke through 6 inches of onium glass. At least he's as powerful as advertised. Why is his skin turning so white? Why? Is he getting larger? Like he got bigger when he was exposed to air? Are you sure you didn't put in all this effort for a failed science experiment? It would seem so. Maybe it wasn't altruism that prompted Luthor to discontinue this experiment. He looks scared, helpless, Red Hood says. Not the characteristics I was looking for, to be honest, Black Mask remarks. Then we see the father-type figure start to come out of Red Hood. It'll be okay, big guy. Trust me. He's there holding Bizarro as he just came out of that big circular container, and he's laying there, not moving. And then it wasn't okay. In fact, it only got worse. My every instinct is to take the big lunk away from here. Because look at that. His eyes are being kept apart by these machines. Black Mask is doing this. But I can't do that without blowing my cover, he says. So, that's your plan? Chain him up and brainwash him with newsreels of Superman? He needs to understand what he's capable of before I can start telling him what to do. I'm used to playing the cards that have been dealt me, Red. Either he'll learn, or there are other people available to me, Black Mask remarks. Yeah, like you tried to control the mayor. I can't prove it yet, but that's why I'm here. If you don't mind, I'd like to try something first. See if I can get through to him, Red Hood says. Not at all. I trust your instincts. Thank you, he says. At least someone does. Someone somewhere Batman can't go. And he walks over to Artemis's prison cell. You're wasting your time. Artemis, what are you doing here? Observing this creature. There is nothing there. He says, I can't break you out right now. There are cameras all over the place. But stay put and I'll find a way to get you out of here. And she says, that's almost adorable. There is not a cell on earth that can hold me. Oh, look at those fierce eyes. That is the Amazon coming out in her. Is everyone playing everyone else in this building, he says? You just figuring that out now? Vaunted intellect. Black Mask is certainly interested in acquiring wealth and power. It stands to reason he may provide a lead to the artifact I am seeking. Seriously, I'm about 2 minutes from putting a hole through every one and starting over with thwump. Pup, way? You know, like up and away. And he's watching, newsreels of Superman. Nothing there. Okay? And here is a advertisement for Aquaman number 12, The Deluge. I wish they had never brought aboard the new artist, the creation. But they did, and it's no longer, his Aquaman's comic is no longer bright like this. Anyways, back to the story. Later, I sneak off to one police plaza, specifically my secret headquarters in the bunker below. Now, wait a minute. How did he get back there? I mean, he snuck out of this place? He says that he wants to get through to Bizarro, but yet he just passes him up. It's been a while since I've read this issue. He sneaks off to his secret bunker and says, it took me 5 minutes to hack into LexCorp's computers. Thank you, Tim Drake, wherever you are. A while back, there were those villains from another Earth, the crime goblins, or something. They tried to take over the world by taking down the heroes. There weren't a lot of people around to stand up to those guys. Luthor was one of them. But I have a vague recollection of another one. What was his name? Bizarro. An advertisement for Flash 10. Two-Face, not a problem. A concert hall full of ninjas, piece of cake. So, why do I feel completely lost? In a toy store. He's in a toy store. Maybe because growing up, the closest I came to a toy store was a hot iron. I should face the truth. I've always sucked at family stuff. Hell, Tim just died and I couldn't even bring myself to go to his funeral. So what am I doing here? He's talking to himself. I should go. But he's looking at those bears. So let's see what he does. And a very attractive lady comes up to help him, which is very rare in stores like this. Can I help you find something? She says. I'm looking for a toy for a boy. No problem. Is he a son, a nephew? Does he have any special interests? And Red Hood says, just the one that I know of. Superman. That is an excellent choice. Very popular. Can I wrap it for you? And of course, advertisement for Superman 10. This was a very good issue and very funny. I'll have to go through the Superman comics too. I'm so glad you could join me, Black Mass says. Growing up, dinner was the most important meal in our home. We'd come together as family, talk about our day, share the insights we learned about ourselves and each other. That was before you killed your parents, I'm guessing. Sounds nice, Jason says. I spent most nights under the kitchen table with Sparky trying to get 911 on the cordless. Tomato. And Black Mask says, you, for instance, while you were out cold last night, I had your iris scanned. Oh boy. Had it run through every database you can imagine. There's certainly a ton of data on the Red Hood, but the man behind the mask? Nothing. Jason says, I'm pretty shy. You have any questions? Just ask. Black Mask you can see he sort of grins. I confess I'm curious about the emblem on your chest. Do you have a previous relationship with the Batman? A falling out, perhaps? No, I just like yanking the guy's wings. I can certainly toast to that, Black Mass says. Advertisement for Action Comics 987. Soon after, he's back there visiting Artemis again, who's in her prison cell, which she could break out of if she wanted. She says, that creature is not an infant, not an innocent. It is a weapon of mass destruction, and you wishing it to be anything else is naive. Honestly, how have you lived this long without being able to identify a threat? Jason says, I looked him up. His name is Bizarro. As near as I can tell, he's another faulty Superman with a shelf life of a few weeks. He says, I've been written off more than once in my life. I'm betting you have too, so you'll have to forgive me if I try. Do what you want, but don't come running to me when you're dead, Artemis says. In her way, I think that's, Artemis showing her concern, even though it's very slim. Hey. And that's Bizarro. And Jason's presenting the toy to him. Here you go, big guy. I think that's sweet. Advertisement for Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, number 8. Pup, pup. Because when he says pup, pup, he's thinking of up, up, and away. Superman? No. Not Superman. Jason says, right. It is not Superman. There's only one Superman, and you're not him. That's okay. You don't want to spend your life being someone else. Believe me. He says, then who am? Red Hood, stop trying to sort out your own problems through this. What did you call it? Bizarro? He's not a person. He can't process this. He's a monster. And look at the face. He heard that. No, me am not monster. Me am not Superman. Me am Bizarro. That's one thing I always liked about Bizarro, the way he talks. Next issue, Bizarro Unchained, which is a play on the Superman story and called Superman Unchained. So this was a fun issue for me, because it showed the fatherly, sort of caring side of Red Hood, and it introduced Bizarro to us, even though most people already know who Bizarro is. And another plus was I got to hear Bizarro talk for the first time. I mean, I always love the way he talks. It's funny to me. The story itself was good, a little bit slow, but it was the pacing was okay. It was okay. I was able to get into the story, and I enjoyed it. I really did. The art overall, it wasn't over the top, but it was bright, and I like bright. Something hopeful, something that keeps my interest. That which is dull and dark, that loses my interest. So I really enjoyed this issue overall, and I want to know what you guys thought. So I'm Michael for Spirit Comics. Please do comment down below. And please do subscribe to my channel. Smash the bell like She-Hulk. Like like the review, and share it with someone you know that would enjoy it as well. Till next time, true readers.